is a 5 years visa. Okay? And you are not attached to any employer. No employer got anything for you. You just come in, you go and find yourself any job. I'm sure you know Australia, once you land, you're gonna get a job. Okay. So you stayed in Australia for only 3 years. It's a 5 years visa, remember? So you stay for 1, 2, 3. You are qualified for your PR.
Hi guys, welcome to Next Step with Cherry. So yes, as you can see from the title, Australia now have a pathway where you can move without job offer. Yes, you do not need a job offer to move to Australia, and it's not a job seeker visa where you have to stay 6 months and go back to your home country. No, this is another pathway that leads to permanent residency, and you can even move with your family together. So this is a very great news. So I have our sister here who is going to tell us everything about this pathway, how we can apply, the documents needed, what this pathway is about, who is eligible, because there are so many eligible occupations, call it like carpenter, like bricklayers, like all of those occupations are all eligible. So this is not about nurses only or doctors only or yes only. No. So you have to stick to the end of this video so that you can get all this information, and then you will know where to start applying, and then you can start and target Australia this year, because this is a wonderful news for everybody that don't want to go through the study pathway and you want to go straight to permanent residency. So I will not talk much. I will allow our sister to talk. So I will let her introduce herself and tell us what this visa is about, what this pathway is about, what are the benefits of this pathway. Welcome once again to our channel. It's so nice to have you. Please, can you reintroduce yourself to us, and let's kick off from there.
Hi everyone. My name is Jane Kenny's Creation. Thank you, Cherry, for having me. Yeah, we're back again. Yeah. Hi everyone. Welcome to Next Step with Cherry. We are back here again. It's all about Australia. My name is Jane Kenny's Creation on YouTube. All right. So today is about Australia, like Jackpot to Australia. Come over to Australia. So there is a pathway in which you can shoot your shot from your home country or from wherever you are staying outside of Australia and apply for visa, where you do not need to find a job. I know that most people are finding it hard to find overseas job from their home country or from outside of Australia. But in this visa, you do not need a job offer. Okay. And the name of this visa, because in Australia, every visa has a code. Okay. So the code for this visa is visa 491. Is a temporary visa that will lead you to a permanent resident visa. Like, it has a clear pathway. Yes. So for visa 491, it is a 5 years visa. Like I said, you do not need a job. However, you need to do your application. The application is in 2 stages. Okay. First of all, you need to do what is called skill assessment, or rather, let me just start with how the visa function. Okay. So when you are giving visa 491, you come to Australia. When you come to Australia, let's assume that you are a mechanic, okay? Or you are a marketing specialist. Yes, you know marketers. Because sometimes people say I'm a marketer or something and my occupation is not there. No, it's there. We have a comprehensive occupation list. It's in the immigration website. I always share it in my channel, in most of my Australian visa videos. I always share the list of occupation. So, for example, you're a marketer, a marketing specialist, and you want to apply for this visa, okay? You go and check if your occupation is in that list. It's there. Mechanic, bricklayer, hairdressers, and dressmakers. It is, you know, when I go through this list, sometimes I'm like, wow. Many people keep thinking it's about doctors, nurses, accountants. No, no, no. There are so many of them. Barbers, okay? So, you find that your occupation is there. That is one. You tick good. Okay, you are good to go. Then another thing you have to do is that there are each state in Australia is allowed to grant this visa 491. Okay, because they need to draw. Each state is campaigning to draw people to their state. You know, foreigners, international, they boost economy, okay? And there is scarcity of labor, shortage of workforce all over Australia. So it's the survival of the fittest. They are trying to lure people to their state. So what you do is that you need to do expression of interest in the federal immigration website, which I share in my channel, okay? So when you go there, you do expression of interest. But before you do expression of interest, you must do what is called skill assessment. Now, I tell people, but my happiness is that, Cherry, as we are today, many people from Africa and Asians are attempting skill assessment. People need to think it's a big thing, but when you bring it down, I made a video in my channel explaining the pathway, the steps on how to do skill assessment. Okay, what is skill assessment? Most occupations don't need the exam. You know, the big ones that need the exam, doctors, nurses, they are the ones that need the exam. For most of other occupations, all they need is that they need you to show them, prove your qualification and your job experience. And they have assessment guideline. You just need to read it and know how to provide the document they want you to provide. If they want you to provide a proof of employment with your pay slip or bank statement, then you give them that. If they want your transcript and your certificate, you provide, okay? But each occupation has assessing authority. They have their guideline, they will guide you. So when you see your occupation, by the side of it, you will see assessing authority. You just need to hit the button and go to their website and go and read up. Yes, it's clear cuts, okay? So once you do your skill assessment, or rather before you do your skill assessment, go and check state occupation list that has, I'm a mechanic, I found it in a federal state occupation, fine. Which state do I go to? Because Visa 491 is state nominated or territory nominated, okay? So when you express your interest, you choose a state or a territory, okay, to nominate you. And you must choose a state that has your occupation in their 491 list, okay? For example, mechanic, all the states and territories, they have it. Plumbers, accountants, okay, let's use the word accountant, and the architect, a surveyor, so many occupations there, okay? So let's assume that I want to find Western Australia. I go to Western Australia, capital city is Perth. That's my beautiful state anyways. So you go to the occupation list, you check, then I found mechanic. I say, voila, I'm going to choose Western Australia. Or if I want to have more option, I will check other states, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, Victoria, and so on, and capital territory, which is Canberra, okay? I can go and they are online, just Google this state occupation list for 491. Google will take you straight. Or you come to my channel where I share all this information, okay? So you go and check, you find the occupation, okay, you take it down. Okay, I have 2 states now, 3 states, 4 states that have my occupation, okay? Which one do I choose? You can go and do your research. Which one is inviting people more? Or which one can I leave? Or, you know, there are so many things to research. Then what you do is you go and do your skill assessment. Once you do your skill assessment, the authority will say, yes, Jane is actually a mechanic, a qualified mechanic with at least 2 or 3 years experience. They give you a certificate. So that shows that that certificate mostly sometimes lasts for 2 years. Okay? So you use it and go and do expression of interest. So when the state nominates you, they will just send you email and tell you to go and apply. Or first, they tell you to provide all the documents you know, when you're doing expression of interest, you are saying you have this, you have that, but no proof. They don't want proof then. No proof. Don't give us any proof. Just say you have this, boom. You get your point. Okay. Let's assume I will say that I have 5 years experience as a mechanic. I've done my skill assessment and it's proven. I will put it and it will give me a point. So once you have up to 65 points, I will say I am maybe 35 years old, it will give me a point. I will say I have a college degree, a college diploma, depending on your occupation. I tell people it's not about degree. For example, a mechanic, you don't need a degree. You need give them a trade certificate and you are good to go. Now, Jerry, there's another trick about skill assessment. Many people tell me that 4 years qualification from Nigeria, for example, or some Africa, is not considered as a degree in Australia, which is true sometimes. But the good thing there, Cherry, is that you got to be smart, man. So what is happening is this. For example, they have electrician. Okay, let's assume that you studied electrical engineering. And probably the school you studied it, the Engineering Association of Australia, blah, 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 doesn't consider it as a proper degree. What do you do? Go a step down and become electrical draft person. That is another.
Like a,
go a little bit down. It doesn't hurt you, man. It doesn't do you anything.
Coming first.
Go down. When you go down, you know, Cherry, the trick there is that when you go down, now you are overqualified for that.
Exactly.
You see that? Good. Because probably they will be needing a diploma for that. And now you got a degree, which there is no how it will never be up to diploma. You see that? Then, and even when you step down, the money you pay for the assessment goes down, I think. Because the higher you know, the big occupation is always higher because they have a lot to assess. And yes, it's an architect. I did a consultation with someone that studied architect in Africa. So along the line, we noticed that for architect, the assessment is almost 1,000 something. Okay. This person actually said, I want to go down because there's another one that is surveying, architectural, blah, blah, blah. Then you need only a diploma for that. The gentleman said, I want to go down, a step down because of the cost. But when we start checking, we find out actually he may not even qualify for the big architecture one because they will still consider it as an associate degree. So going down now is like helping him to achieve what he wants. And the good thing is that when you come over, it doesn't count. If you still want to be an architect, you go ahead. If you still want to be electrical engineer, no one is holding you. And sometimes what you come in as, you will end up not practicing it anyways. That's one thing. You know these things, Cherry. So you just need to get it right, okay? So let's assume I find all these states now. I tick them down. I go and do my skill assessment, and I get a positive skill assessment. When people say that, someone said to me about one of the authorities and wrote to me in one of my videos and said to me, for example, VetAssess is one of the assessing authority. Each occupation differs, okay? They say they are hard. I say no. They have a list of things they need you to give them, and they specify exactly how they want it. Give them what they want, and they will give you what you want. It's simple. And the good thing is that if they give you a negative skill assessment, they will write it in black and white, the reason. There is no ojoro there. And they will give you time to appeal. If you think they are not right, appeal. They will write why you didn't meet that skill assessment. Simple. Okay? So the thing is that you have... go on.
Negative, what can be the reason that...
The reason, for example, is that if they want you to prove that you have that work experience, okay? They want you to prove, for example, to provide information like, for example, country that when they want you to provide a proof, they will give you about 5 options, okay? For example, they will tell you to show them superannuation, like pension, that the company is paying in your name, like so that when they pay it, the name of the company comes and your name comes in that pension fund. Or they will tell you to show them your tax return. For a country that doesn't do tax filing, is okay. There are still other options. Like they will tell you to give them bank statement showing the employer's name and your name as a receiver, a payer and a payee. You see that? Okay. They will also ask you to show them where maybe a company, something tax, or they give you so many options. Okay. Now I tell people, if you have as much as you have, give it to them. Okay. Give them everything. If you can lay your hands on that, give them everything. Okay. And when they want you to write your CV, they tell you what they are looking for. And they will tell you again, do not go, because each occupation, for example, if I say mechanic, there is a number and code that appears. When you click that number, it will explain to you a job of a mechanic, which what Australia calls a mechanic for that occupation. So now the assessing authority will say, if you go and copy that and paste as your job, you will fail.
Yes.
If you think you are too smart and copy it and paste, they want you to word it in your, design it in your own word, exactly what you are doing at job, at your job, okay? Tell them how you do your job, what you are doing, but they want, these are the information, the content of your job. You're supposed to be doing this thing, but in your own word, tell them how you are doing it.
Okay.
All right. So after the skill assessment, boom, you are good to go. You go and do your expression of interest. A state picks you and say, okay, now pre-invite. Provide all the information you have claimed, all the documents. You just upload it. Now they hit you again and say, go and apply, because they have now seen that. Voila, you are coming with your family. You kiss your village people goodbye. So the thing is this, Cherry, because it's a 5 years visa, okay, and you are not attached to any employer. No employer got anything for you. You just come in, you go and find yourself any job. I'm sure you know Australia, once you land, you're gonna get a job, okay? So you stay in Australia for only 3 years. It's a 5 years visa, remember? So you stay for 1, 2, 3. You are qualified for your PR visa 191. So they have a particular visa for this pathway, which is a permanent resident. And you are good to go. Before you know it, you become an Aussie citizen.
I think it's really, really it's a great pathway for anybody that wants to move.
People need to know. I'm happy you catch it.
So guys, I'm going to leave the links in the description, but I would suggest that you as well go to her channel, because I saw that video on her channel. I said, no, my people will need to watch, my people will need to know about this visa. So she has made a video describing, you will see the job, she will show you where to click, how to click it, every detail that you will need to know. So she will she's also making videos on each province or each state, and how you can find information in their website and all those things. So this is like the Canada provincial immigration program, but in this sense it's more easier than, it's a very much easier.
The job.
Yes, you don't need a job for it. So guys, I think that it's a pathway that we can explore. So without wasting time, because we've taken a lot of time, I would suggest that you always visit our channel and you start planning on that. If you don't want to go through study pathway, this is a very straightforward pathway. The only kind of difficult thing is the skill assessment, which if you follow the guidelines, you'll be able to yours. So, and then you can express your interest according to the state that is in need of your occupation. So guys, you say that it's not really that difficult as you might be thinking. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here, and hopefully in the future, if there is any update in Australia, we'll catch it again. Thank you. Here, please remember to like this video, click the like button, and also share this video with your friends that are looking into moving to Australia. Click the like button because it helps our channel to grow. Click the like button because it helps our channel to grow, and see you guys on my next video. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.